Starting a table, enter your number and the table layout screen is displayed. Touch the table you want to start. On the next screen, look at the box in the upper right to confirm you've selected the right table number. Also on this screen is where you'll enter the number of people in the party. This information is important for two reasons. We use this information to analyze our guest traffic and ordering patterns. Knowing that there are 4 guests seated at a table but only 2 ordered entrees, for example, helps in developing future menus. The second reason is that Positouch uses this number to determine how many seats you can use on this check. Always enter the number expected in the party. If your table is a reservation for a party of 10, for example, but only 4 people have arrived when you open the check, enter 10 as the number in party. If you make a mistake or more people join the party later, a manager can quickly change the number in party for you. After entering the number in party, you will see the order screen. Again, take a look at the status bar across the top of the screen. You'll see that you're on the order screen, the date and time, your name, and the name of the menu. The menu name is important when switching to another menu. For example, while in the dinner screen, you may need to switch to the banquet menu or the to-go menu. This does a few things. It changes the cost center for tracking sales, it may change price levels, and it may also display a different set of menu screens and items. In most of our restaurants, the first screen displayed is the drink menu screen. These are drinks featured on your restaurant's drink menu. The layout of the order screen displays the menu items of the current screen on the left. The on-screen check is in the middle. The speed rail is on the right, and there are function buttons across the bottom. The speed rail are the buttons that take you to other screens. Just touch one of them to move to a different screen. To see more screens, touch the bottom button like a scroll button. You can keep scrolling to the bottom till you get to the very end of the options. Use the top screen again as a scroll button to get back to the top. Another way to access the menu screens is to use the menu button at the bottom of the screen. In this view, you see all of the available screens in one place. Note that the screens are divided into categories that may correspond to the sections of the printed menus in your restaurant. Otherwise, they're organized into easy-to-find groups: alphabetical cocktails by name, liquor by type, vodka, gin, rum, tequila, for example. In our seafood restaurants, you'll probably see a fresh fish screen. Hula hands, you'll probably see a small plate screen. To go back to the menu drink screen, just touch the button. Remember that any items that we're out of stock or running low on will have a red notation right on the button. To start ordering, just touch the item. Every item ordered must be assigned to the correct seat number at the table. This is important for two reasons: so that the order can be delivered without auctioning to the guests by asking who gets the apple martini. Use your table pivot points to make sure anyone can deliver the order to the guests. The other reason to assign the item to the correct seat number as you order is to save time later if the guest asks for separate checks. You'll be able to do that in one step if you assign items to the right seats from the start. To correct a seat number as you're entering the order, touch the seat number on the on-screen check, then touch Modify at the bottom of the screen. The seat number box is displayed and you can now change the seat number. Some items don't require any modifications unless the guest has made a special request, and some items will have force modifier selections, like steak temperatures or side choices. After selecting an item, if there are no required modifiers, you can move on to selecting the next item. However, if the guest has a special request, you can enter a modification by using the Modify button at the bottom of the screen. Note that it turns blue to show there are modifier buttons available. Use one of the modifiers displayed, or if necessary, use the special instruction to type the information. Remember to keep it short and sweet. Long instructions may not completely display on the order ticket or the order screen at the kitchen or the bar. Use as many of the modifiers as needed and then touch Done. Ordering an item that has required modifiers, like a steak with cooking temperature and side choices, looks like this. Go to the steak entree screen, select a steak, assign a seat number, and notice that we have a modifier screen requiring temperatures. We know this is a required modifier because the background of the modifier window is red. Enter the cooking temperature. Notice that this modifier screen also has a red background. At J. Gilbert's, the steaks are offered with two side choices, usually one starch and one vegetable, but the guests may order two vegetables or choose to have no vegetable or so on. After you make the first selection, the screen is displayed a second time for you to make the next choice. You may notice some side items have a $sign as part of the name. These are usually substitutions that a guest can make for a slight upcharge. For example, if the guest asks to have the lobster mac and cheese as a side, use the lobster mac with the $sign item, and note there's a $3 upcharge added to the price. After choosing the second side, note there isn't another modifier screen automatically displayed. However, the Modify Item button at the bottom is blue, so you will find more modifications here. They're organized by category: dressings, preparation methods, cheeses, and so on. To make a correction to one of the modifiers, highlight it on the on-screen check and then touch Modify. If we want to change this asparagus selection, I'll highlight it and touch Modify at the bottom of the screen. Note that it displays the side selections again, so I can make a substitution. It's important to enter the orders accurately. Always review the order as you're ringing by looking at the on-screen check. Note that at the top there are up and down arrows. If the on-screen check is full, just use the arrows to scroll down to see the last item you've entered. Another way to check yourself is to use the Review Order button at the bottom of the screen. This view allows you to see more orders all at once. However, if there's more to the check, you'll see some blue arrows displayed up here that will show you the continued pages of the check. While in the Review Order screen, if you see that you need to make a correction or you need to add an item, touch the Return button to get back to the order screen. If you need to remove an item entirely, highlight it on the order screen and then touch Delete Item. You can only do this before you've sent the check. Now you can re-enter the order correctly. Remember to review the order. You can look at it here, or again go to the Review Order screen. Note that the item that we deleted previously shows with an X next to it. If you're ready to send the order to the kitchen, just hit Send Order and it will automatically send our drinks to the bar and our food to the kitchen. When your order has been sent, you'll automatically be logged off the terminal. To recap, let's start another table and order 1 martini and 1 draft beer for 2 guests. Log in, select a table, enter number and party, order a chocolate martini for guest number 1. We'll go to the draft beer screen, select a draft for guest number 2. These are correct and they're on the correct seat numbers. We're going to send the order.